morning, my friends. It is Tuesday, October 17th, and the meat chickens are 2 months old or 8 weeks old today. And as you can see, they are huge. That's a gallon waterer right there, so you can see in comparison to that waterer how big the chickens are. We will be starting the freezer camp process on Saturday. I can't use the technical term, because YouTube will demonetize this video. I had a couple of my videos from last year demonetized because I had the term for putting meat in your freezer in the videos. So I think that's a bit silly, but what can you do? You have to play their game, I guess. But I am definitely ready for these guys to be in the freezer. I'm tired of getting up at the crack of dawn to take care of them, especially now that the weather's getting colder. It was 47 degrees this morning when I got up to take care of them. And also, they're getting meaner. Last night when I was putting them to bed, one of them bit me. Didn't just peck me, just bit me. I'll insert a picture of my hand here. So yeah, I mean, it didn't break the skin or anything, but it definitely hurt. It doesn't hurt anymore. I mean, it's a minor little scratch, but so now I am thinking, like, man, I have to be careful when I pick these dudes up, because you never know when they're gonna take your hand off. Last year, the group I had were not so mean. These guys are mean. They just are really mean. So anyway, we're hoping to I'd really like to get about half of them done Saturday. That would be 25. That is a tall order for just 4 of us. Possibly 5 of us if I call my brother-in-law to come over and help. If we get 15 done, I'll be really happy. But I am ready, definitely ready for this year's batch to be done. So that's about all I can really say, other than they're still eating a ton of food. I'm really trying to cut back on their food because most of them are as big as I really want them to be, and I don't really want them to get a whole heck of a lot bigger, because then they'll just go lame and something might happen before we get a chance to actually take care of the process. Plus the fact that they're eating me out of house and home. I spend probably it's $44. It's because it's $11 a bag for a 50-pound bag, and I'm buying 200 pounds of feed a week. So that's $44. So they're eating 200 pounds of feed a week. Yeah. They're pigs. They really are. So, since this will be kind of a short update on the chickens themselves, I'm going to go ahead and add to this video some of our fall prep. We're going to get ready for prepping the outside animals for winter. Just one little task that I want to get done today, and I'll bring you along for that. So I got to get my youngins out of bed. I called them once, but I usually have to call them 3 times before they finally get up. And I'm going to need Travis's help for this this fall prep job that I want to get done. And I also wanted to show you that we are getting things set up for Saturday. We put this big tarp up, or canopy I should say, just in case it rains. Scott put this up on Saturday and it rained on Sunday, and we cooked out, we wanted to cook pork chops out on the grill, so he brought his grill out here under the canopy so he could grill. That is not part of our Saturday job, so he will put that back up on the deck. But we have, this is the tables that we use. We use this, it's actually a turkey fryer thing, and that's what we boil the water on, or it's not boiling, but we heat the water. This is the plucker. It's a gas-powered plucker that Scott built. It works fabulously. We put a Briggs & Stratton lawnmower motor on it, so it will pluck chickens all day long. Another table, and then this is a sink that he built, that Scott built. We'll hook a hose up to it, and then we'll have running water out here to wash our hands and rinse off the chickens before we bag them and all that good stuff. So yeah, it's all up underneath this tarp for now, but on Saturday the plucker will be moved out there, and then the boiling pot, the hot water setup will be over there. There's the killing cones. So he gets the chicken, dispatches them there, and then Travis dunks them in the hot water because that loosens the feathers. And then Travis will run the plucker over in this area, and then the chickens come over here to be processed the rest of the way. And then we'll have a cooler out here with ice in it, because you got to get them iced down as quickly as possible. And then Olivia's job is to take them in the house and organize them in the freezer. I am not going to video the process on Saturday. I did last year, and I will link that video for you so that you can watch it if you'd like to. It's very educational if you have never done this process before and are interested in learning how. I would highly recommend that you watch the video, because I pretty much take you step by step on how to dispatch and send a chicken to freezer camp. So the job that I want us to get done today is, this is the lean-to part of Scott's old shed. This shed is ancient, and we really need to tear it down and build something new, but it takes time and money for anything. But anyhow, this is where Virginia spends the winter. We hook up a heat light above, and she comes in here. Because of her lame leg, she cannot perch, and that is how chickens keep from freezing in the winter, is they perch, and then they sit on their feet and pull their feathers down over their feet, and then they tuck their heads underneath their wings, and they stay nice and toasty warm because their feathers are very insulating. Well, if she can't perch, then she will have frostbitten toes and a frostbitten comb, and she will just be miserable. So in the wintertime, we bring her in here and we have a heat light for her. Well, this has not been cleaned out since the spring, and it really needs to be cleaned out. This was the cage that my Oliver stayed in. He stayed in this cage last winter, and I want to get that cleaned out. I want to get all of this junk that's on top of here put where it's supposed to be. It's kind of just become a collection zone. And I also want to get the heat light fastened back up where it's supposed to be. Yeah, and get this all ready. Last night was pretty chilly. I don't think it got, well, they said it might have gotten down in the 30s, but this morning when I got up it was 47, I think. And so I don't know that it got that cold, and I know it didn't get below freezing, but I do know that those temperatures will happen very, very soon. And so I'm going to start taking Virginia out of her day pen and putting her in here at night because I don't want her to freeze. So this is the big job that I want to get done today. So now I got to go get those kids out of the bed, because the main reason I need Travis's help is I know in those cages, when we pull them out, mice will probably go running everywhere, and they freak me out. So I'm going to make him do it. Am I a terrible mother? He's a guy. I told him men take care of mice and insects. So he's going to pull those out, and I'll help him clean them, and we'll sweep the whole area out, put the cages back in there, and put fresh hay in there, and just get them all ready for the winter. The first thing we need to do is clean all of that junk off the top of the cages. This stuff is your dad's car wash stuff, so get all the car washing stuff and put it in that bucket and put it over there. And I'll go through the rest of this stuff and get this stuff cleaned off. Now I need you to pull that cage all the way out so that we can clean it out, and then we'll pull that other one out. And while you're cleaning those out, I'll sweep the shed out. Okay? Alright, so go get the wheelbarrow, and you can empty that junk in the wheelbarrow so we can get rid of it. We don't want it. We don't want this left out here. So that's what it looks like with the cages out of there. All that stuff back there is just Scott's stuff. I don't know what to do with it, so we just kind of pile it there. Eventually, when we tear this shed down and build a pole barn, he's going to go through all of that junk and get rid of it, or sort through it and get rid of what's not useful anymore. But in the meantime, it's just right there. So I'm going to go ahead and start sweeping this out then. You may be wondering, if my rooster Oliver is dead, which he is, he was killed by a fox this spring, why am I cleaning out both of these cages and getting them ready for the winter? Well, let me show you why. Let me introduce you to Baxter. Yes, this is the little runty one that I didn't think would live, and he's still much smaller than the others, and Scott and I both just can't bring ourselves to kill him. Now, chances are very good that he probably will only live maybe a year. Typically this breed you can't keep for very long. I tried last year with Half Pint, if you remember. But Half Pint had deformed legs, and so she was not able to walk around and get any exercise at all. Well, Baxter here, he is fully mobile. And I'm going to switch him off of the grower feed onto just regular feed. And I'm going to continue to take his food away from him at night so that he does not get too fat. And hopefully that will not overstress his heart. and cause him to die early. That's what they usually die of. They die of sudden, what's it called? Sudden death syndrome, which is basically a heart attack in chickens. So he's going to be Virginia's little friend and cellmate, you might want to say, this winter. But I did make a little section in Virginia's daytime cage for him. So let's go over and I'll show you his daytime cage, and I'll put him in it and we'll see what Virginia thinks. You can't just throw chickens together, new chickens, because they will fight. He outweighs Virginia, at least by double, but he's still technically a baby, so Virginia might wind up being really mean to him. He is a rooster, but I don't know if he'll ever get the rooster hormones, you might want to say. If he does, I'm not going to allow him and Virginia to mate. So let's go see his new home. Alright, so what I did is I just took some of this dog fence that we use for everything, and I partitioned off a small corner of Virginia's pen, and this is where Baxter will stay during the day, and then at night I'm going to take him into the shed because he does not have any kind of a shelter out here to get out of the weather and to get out of the cold. And on rainy days I'll leave him in the shed as well. But let's put him down. I got to go get him some food. I've got him some water. I'm going to put him down and show him where his water's at, and we'll just see how he does. Hay over there actually, so the dogs don't aggravate him. Pepper, don't even think about it. So I ended up putting this board here because that's the only spot that thing could aggravate Baxter. Eventually the dogs will get used to him being out here and they'll completely ignore him. But for the time being, I didn't want anything to happen. But he's acting okay. He kind of cries a little bit once in a while because he's not used to being alone. But Virginia, so you might come see him in a little bit. Go see your new friend. Go on, go see your new friend. Yeah, I know, I'm a sucker. I probably shouldn't even keep him. But Scott didn't feel right about killing him either, so here we go again. Alright friends, I hope you enjoyed this update on our chickens at 2 months old. Next update, there will be quite a bit less chickens out there. And that may be my last update, because after that, then they'll be gone. They'll be in the freezer. He's found his food, so that's a good thing. Alright, thanks a lot for watching, friends, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Virginia's checking him out. Oh, she wants the hay. That silly chicken. I don't think she can jump over that fence. No, she can't. What do you think, Jen? What do you think? I think I'm going to just scratch in this dirt and pretend he's not there. That's what I think. Chickens are funny. Gotta love them.